Ronald Acuna Jr. rocking that new haircut as he's been in the DH spot. You could not ask for better weather at the ballpark as the Braves take on the Cubs for this Game 3. We're about to get underway as September rolls on. It's Game 3 in Atlanta. Braves, Cubs closing out this series at Truist Park before they welcome in the Houston Astros. Welcome into Live from the Chop. I am Bailey Burmaster, joined alongside Charlie Culberson. We have a great show for you today.
I'm looking forward to it.
We got a lot cooking. We're going to talk to NASCAR driver Christopher Bell. We're going to talk about the dominance of Chris Sale. But let's recap what's really been going down in this Cubs series in Game 1 and Game 2, because there's been a lot of interesting talking points, Charlie.
Yeah, been a lot of interesting points with Acuna not doing so well, dropping down. Now he's back in the third hole tonight. I love that. Brian Snitker comment. So being able to win the series tonight, kind of spoil another game, maybe another loss for the Cubs. So yeah, this is exciting. Maybe not for postseason stuff for the Braves, but hopefully they'll do something fun tonight.
Well, as you tune in with us, make sure you watch and win with Braves on Gray. Stay tuned for the winning word for your chance to win 4 tickets to see your Atlanta Braves on Monday, September 22nd versus the Washington Nationals. Head to bravesongray.com for the complete rules. So let's see how these 2 games have played out so far and get you caught up on all the action, starting with Game 1, Charlie. It was a good win because it was Brian Snitker's 800th win. We'll talk about that more in a second, but a lot to like.
Well, a lot to like lately, too, with Ozzie Albies going back to his original form. You know, we know that he's been dealing with some injuries, but a 3-run first inning for the Braves, giving Bryce Elder, or Cy Elder,
yeah,
I feel like we could say, because he's been showing glimpses of dominance, but being able to have a 3-run lead, a cushion early on for a pitcher, gives them huge confidence going out there.
Yeah, and then Game 2, a fresh-shaved Spencer Strider on the mound.
Not even sure who that is. We do not know.
Well, a lot to like from Strider, but you know, when working through a lot, what did you see from him? Yeah,
we talked about Strider a lot. He's a guy that's very cerebral. He's a thinker. He's a very smart guy, but Tom Glavine gave him a lot of praise, too, by talking about how he is throwing less fastballs, because his fastball isn't the same right now. Coming back from injury, he just hasn't really got the velocity on his fastball, so throwing more sliders. He's able to command his pitches better, making pitches in certain counts when he needed to. And so it was great to see him smile towards the end, walking off the mound, 8 strikeouts, a little bit more like Spencer Strider that we know. As we mentioned on the Monday's 4-1 win, that was manager Brian Snitker's 800th win. You played under Brian Snitker. Just what kind of guy is he, and what does he mean to this organization? Well, Brian, or Snit, has been a Braves for life. He's a Braves lifer. He was a guy that kind of welcomed me in from the get-go, but he was a guy from spring training, from the first meeting that he had. It was, hey, it's going to take all of us to win, not just 25 or 26 guys now. It's going to take everybody. And when you came into the clubhouse, you had a job to do. He said, all of you guys are pros. He tries to stay out of the clubhouse. He lets players go and play and do their thing. And there's a lot of moments that was great for me with Snit, but the one when I got hit in the face, he got thrown out of the game. I saw the video of him afterwards, like going nuts on the umpire. And Dave Martinez with the Nationals for trying to call that a check swing. But he has our backs. It's a guy that, again, he's been in the Braves organization, the only organization. So, you know, to hear him talk, you want to play for this guy. Yep. You want to play for him. He's an old school coach. There's been a lot of speculation of will he, won't he retire. Snit was very candid earlier about the whole matter.
You know, there's still fire there. There's still a fact that I look at what, you know, kind of like the same thing I said last year. I can't wait to get spring training with a healthy team. I'm kind of, you know, it's juggling a lot of things. You know, had a lot of thinking about a lot of different things, and not really. I honestly don't know where I'm going to end up, and what decision I'm going to make. Because I still kind of feel like there's some unfinished business there.
Charlie, what do you take away from that?
A little unfinished business is correct. It's a little unfair for Snit to go out this way, for this to be his last year. From what he's saying, he's coming back next year. He loves being able to go see his grandkids and see them and be around them and watch them play sports. but I think one more season at least for Snit in a Braves uniform.
It will be interesting to see how it plays out. You know, you talked about that fire. Someone else who's been on fire as of late is Jerks and Profar, and our Peter Moylan caught up with him in the clubhouse.
Pro, you're a new dad
Yeah,
for the third time.
for the third time.
How is everything at home at the moment?
Very good, very good. You know, happy with the little baby girl.
Yeah.
You know, so yes.
Are you getting much sleep at the moment?
I do, I do, and she doesn't cry a lot. Just wake up, eat, go back to sleep, and do the same every 3 hours, but no crying.
You're a lucky man. You're a lucky man.
very
Okay.
lucky.
You've had Hassan Kim here now for a couple of weeks. You're obviously teammates in San Diego. What's it like being have your buddy back in here?
Really good, really good. Actually, we were talking about that since before he signed with Tampa. You know, I told him to come join me. I know the Braves had interest in him, but he ended up going to Tampa. And now that he's here, you know, it's a lot of fun.
You guys look like you're having a lot of fun, that's
A
for
lot of
sure.
fun.
All right, last question. You've obviously been swinging the bat really well the last couple of weeks, even the whole time since you've been back. Left field has been an elite level. You feel comfortable in a Braves uniform?
Yeah, it's really comfortable. This is a team that, you know, I grew up watching. You know, Andrew Jones and, you know, that my teammates and everybody here. You know, even the fans. You know, the thing that I went through this, you know, in spring training and then the beginning of the season, and you know, my teammates, you know, really helped me. You know, and the fans. You know, they welcomed me back and it made it a lot easier for me.
Well, you've been a pleasure to watch, and I can't wait to see what we can do in 2026. I really appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
Good on you, mate.
So Profar finds his stride a little bit while also being a new father. That's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. I mean, to have 3 kids, and it's great that when your children, your new one, all they do is sleep and wake up to eat and no crying. It sounds like he has a great wife, a great spouse that helps out at home, so that's wonderful. So he can go to the field and perform, and that's what he's been doing.
Yeah, we love that he's getting a little bit of sleep right now. I think that certainly helps his success. Meanwhile, stick with us. We have a lot more coming up from Live from the Chop. As we mentioned, NASCAR driver Christopher Bell is in the house. He's going to talk to us about the similarities of baseball and NASCAR. You won't want to miss it. Stick with us. We have more on the other side of the break. Back into Live from the Chop. We are joined now by NASCAR driver Christopher Bell. 3 wins in 2025. Thank you for joining us today, sir. We're so happy to have you out to the ballpark.
I am honored.
Live from the Chop is brought to you by Window World. Explore stylish, sustainable windows, doors, siding, and more. Welcome back into Live from the Chop. We are joined now by NASCAR driver Christopher Bell. 3 wins in 2025. Thank you for joining us today, sir. We're so happy to have you out to the ballpark.
I am honored to be here. Thank you guys for taking the time.
What brings you out to Truist Park today?
It's been a special day. I got to take the tour of Atlanta. We're on a little cross-promotion day with NASCAR and Talladega Superspeedway, promoting the Talladega race coming up on October 19th. It's in the round of 8 for the first time this year. So the winner of that event will lock themselves into the championship race. It's going to be exciting.
So everyone's going to have their eyes on that. Of course, the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. What can fans expect from that race?
Yeah, that one is probably my favorite on the calendar. Bristol Motor Speedway is my favorite track. And then you go there at nighttime in the fall, in the playoffs, underneath the lights. The pressure has never been higher at Bristol, and it should be a Jim Dandy this week.
Now, Christopher, I don't know if you saw, but the Braves played there pretty recently.
I did see that. I heard that the weather was not ideal. So a couple of my counterparts, they went down there for the game, and it got rained out, right, the first day, and it got pushed to the next day, which was a bummer. But just really cool to see what Marcus Smith and the whole Bristol Motor Speedway crew did. They took chances and put dirt on the racetrack to create a dirt race. And then obviously the football game a couple years ago, now the baseball game. They're always pushing the boundaries there at Bristol. It
was really surprising to see how they were being able to pull it off. Yeah, the rain was a little lackluster, but in the end, it was a very cool environment. There has to be a lot of similarities, if you think about it, between baseball and NASCAR. What can you find between the two?
So the success rate, right, of being a professional batter and what you're hitting 25%, the best in the league are almost, what, 300?
Yeah, about 250 is probably around average, maybe a little bit lower. And you're right, if you're hitting 300, 3 out of 10, you're one of the best, you're an all-star and a future Hall of Famer.
So we have that same success rate in NASCAR too. Like, winning a race is extremely difficult. And I've only won 3 this year, and I've had what people consider a successful season. So if you're lucky enough to get to that 20% wins, then you're really doing well, and you're going to be a Hall of Famer.
And so is NASCAR, I know there's like a tier system, correct? There's like an Xfinity series, a truck series. I actually had a good buddy of mine. He grew up racing quarter midgets. I think did you ever race quarter midgets?
So I did not. That's a very popular starter class, the quarter midgets. I didn't start in that, but a lot of the young kids do start in that. And yes, the NASCAR series, we have Cup, we have Xfinity below that, the truck series. That's all like for the older adults. The quarter midgets is the what most of the kids start in whenever they're just getting started in motorsports.
When coming up like that, I'm sure preparation and the mental aspect is something you really work on. Take us through kind of gearing up for a race week for you and what you do to get prepared.
Yeah, so it's changed a lot over the course of the years. So I'm relatively young in the sport. This is my 5th year. But whenever COVID hit, it changed the name of the game for NASCAR. So whenever COVID hit, they took out all practice and qualifying, and literally we would show up to race weekends and they would just wave the green flag. Your first lap was in the race. You had no practice. So what that did was put a lot more emphasis on the simulator, and all the drivers had to use that to prepare for race weekends driving the car. The crew chiefs had to use the simulator to prepare the setups, and it's really, the teams, they like it, right? Because you're spending less time in the cities. You have less hotel rooms, way less tires. You're not having to prepare backup cars if you don't have practice and qualifying. So the teams like it. It's just changed how we prepare, and that simulator's become a big tool now.
Now, do you do the same thing now? Are you still doing simulators, or are you still doing a little bit of a blend of being on the track and simulator?
So NASCAR we've kind of landed on this 20-minute practice formula. So where we show up to the racetrack, we have 20 minutes of practice, and then we go right into qualifying, where before COVID, we would have 3 or 4 hours of practice. And the 20 minutes, it's enough to get the drivers acclimated to the racetrack, but you have to take your car through tech before you go through practice, because the practice to qualifying is so tight. So you still use that simulator to work on the chassis and the car setup and stuff like that.
Now, go ahead. Did NASCAR and the drivers come up with that plan?
Well, the teams. I'm sure the drivers would like more, yes, but the teams are like, oh yeah, let's do a 2-day show instead of showing up Friday and practicing.
Baseball is a long season. NASCAR is even
Super
longer.
long,
How do you just prepare for that grind?
Yeah, it truly is a grind. And this year in 2025, our NASCAR schedule was very unique in the aspect that we only have one off week, and last year we had 2, which was in the middle of the season, but this year we only had 1, which was after race 10 of the year. So we had 26 races that we've gone straight, and I think it's the longest time in NASCAR history without an off week. So it has definitely been a grind. Right now we're right in the middle of our playoffs, which is coming to the end of the season, so it's never been more important to be focused.
All right, so I have a question for you. I was a baseball player up and down from minor leagues to the big leagues for 17 years. I kind of had an aha moment when I reached the big leagues and I realized that I needed to stay. I belong. Did you ever have that aha moment? It's like, I belong here.
I did. Trying to think of a good, or when it was. I would say probably 2021. So 2020 would have been my rookie year.
Okay.
My rookie year, I don't know, was about on par with most other rookie years, but I was fortunate enough to start 2021, my second season, with a win right out of the gate, and I won the second race, and it was like, finally, like it's just validation. It's validating yourself and like proving to yourself that you can do it at the sports top level.
That's awesome.
Well, we're eager to see you in Bristol, and then obviously Talladega. We're going to keep our eyes on it as well. Christopher, thank you for joining us.
Hey, I appreciate you guys for having me. I'm excited to watch my first ever Braves game in person here at Truist Park.
We love to hear it. Stick with us on Live from the Chop. When we come back, we're going down on the farm to see all the young faces and see who might be headed to Fall League. Stick with us. We'll be back on the other side. Wait, it changed? I feel confident in my skills, but you know, this segment, this is all you, buddy.
Got it. Let's do it.
Yeah, listen, it's all you. Talk about these 21-year-olds.
Hold on, let me look some more. Okay.
Tractor.
It's just standard. It's standard.
Valley Sports Spot. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Atlanta Braves and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form.
So since return, he has 7 starts, correct? Okay, that works. I mean, this is fine. This is perfect. All right. Spartan burgers. What is that? What's a Spartan burger? In Spartanburg. I guess it makes sense. But a Spartan burger. That's what your name. That's what you're called if you're from Spartanburg. A Spartan burger.
Sounds like you're saying booger. Spartan burger.
I wonder how Peter would say it. Say Spartan booger. We'll get him to say it later. This dang.
I know. We don't have the clips this time, so it keeps coming in the
clip.
front. I have to tuck it in my belt.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Atlanta Braves and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
It's Game 3 between the Braves and Cubs at Truist Park. Atlanta looking to cap the set with a statement win. Welcome back into Live from the Chop. Charlie, I have to bring it up. This weather, could it be more perfect?
Perfect.
It's
no, this is
amazing.
Not, I love it. Yeah, I was sitting outside earlier with my daughter. I'm like, let's just sit here and relax. Just take it in. This is great. This is feeling like fall.
It is. So while we enjoy the weather, it's also a great time to go down on the farm. Brought to you by Georgia Grown. And this week, we got Owen Murphy, a starting pitcher at High A. Charlie, what can you tell us about this 21-year-old Florida native?
Well, hopefully another guy like J.R. Ritchie, a great kid, a great pitcher, and an athlete at that. He, in high school, Owen was your shortstop, hitting home runs. He was a quarterback and wide receiver, and he was a first-round pick by the Atlanta Braves. And so coming back from Tommy John, he didn't have a lot of starts this year, but somebody that has a great feel on the mound, as you can see from his starts in High A. The numbers speak for itself. I wish we could see a full season, but hopefully we can see more of Owen next year, and I think that we will. But just a good young kid, a great young arm that knows his body. I feel like he knows what he has to do. Talking to him as a 20-year-old, he seems like a true professional. I feel like guys are just a little bit more mature now. They get it, and they know what they have to do.
Correction, Chicago native there, but what is the secret sauce for Owen, really?
The secret sauce is staying healthy. And you see a lot more guys being hurt. Owen's already been through Tommy John recovery and getting back. And that, I don't know what that's like, but getting back from a surgery like that, from being off the field for so long, I feel like these guys really know themselves more now and realize what they have to do to stay on the field. But again, he's an athlete. He builds his position well. He knows how to adjust on the mound. And I think the Braves fans are going to be excited for Owen Murphy in the future. With
the single-A season over, just what does the offseason look like for these guys? Just give us a little peek behind the curtain.
Well, a lot of the younger guys, the prospects usually go to instructional league. For me, it was like 5 to 6 weeks early on. For other guys, they go home. Some guys take trips. Some guys go see other friends. A lot of guys early on in their career, for me, it was I needed to get into my off-season workout, try to figure out a plan of what I need to do. Not married, no kids, no girlfriend. You kind of think about yourself a lot. Later in my career, I started to adjust my schedule, my off-season schedule around my wife, my kids, school, sporting events. But these guys, maybe they'll do lessons to make a little bit of extra money, because my only players are making more money now. But sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of extra money in your pocket. So it kind of varies depending on if you're a high draft pick, you've made a lot of money in a signing bonus, or guys that maybe didn't sign for a lot. So it really varies. But early on in these guys' careers, they are doing everything that they can to figure out what they need to do to prepare for the next year.
There's also that fall league in Arizona. Why is that so crucial for a lot of these players?
Yeah, I mean, I had a chance to play in the Arizona Fall League in 2010, and honestly, it was one of the best times of my life. We just won the California League Championship with the San Jose Giants, and I had a chance to play with guys from other teams around the league, and it's all your prospects, and it felt like AAA baseball. It was a great brand of baseball with other coaches, and it was a little bit more laid back, but allowed yourself to go out there, learn from other coaches, learn from other players, learn how to play with those guys, and experience Arizona in a great fall weather, kind of like we are here.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and it's a big honor, honestly, to be able to go and play for your team, represent your organization in the Arizona Fall League.
Who are some of the faces you'll be paying attention to with Fall League getting underway?
Yeah, so I have a list right here, starting with Owen Murphy. I think it will be great for him to continue his throwing because he's ramped up, coming back from his injury, and he needs more innings. Fuentes, I think it'll be great for Didier to go about and continue to throw because he still is trying to get his innings up. I think it'll be great for him to do that. Ian Mahan, another great arm that the Braves have, a strike thrower. Lucas Braun is a guy that was a fourth-round pick by the Atlanta Braves. The Braves minor league pitching staff, they rave on Lucas for what he can do on the mound. John Gill, the Braves don't have too many position player prospects in their top 30. John Gill is actually 19 years old, and he's played in Augusta for 3 years, so he'll be another great one. Alex Lodis, I think, is a guy that's could be in the big leagues next year. First-round pick, second-round pick this year by the Atlanta Braves. He needs to go, and then McBade. So that's my 7 that are able to go, and hopefully they get a chance to do that.
We'll see who shines in Fall League. Stick with us. When we come back, we got a lot more ball to talk, specifically Chris Sale, but also we're celebrating the 95 World Series team with the Bravos. Stick with us. Against the Chicago Cubs taking place at Truist Park. This man, Chris Sale, scheduled to be on the mound and continue his dominance. Welcome back into Live from the Chop. I'm Bailey Burmaster alongside Charlie Culberson, and we have got to talk about Sale because this man has been on fire. This will be his 3rd start since missing 62 games with that broken rib.
You would have not have guessed the way he's pitched this year, but the last 2 starts that he missed 62 games. He has been the same Cy Young Chris Sale that we've seen in the past and just continuing to dominate.
Yeah, he pitched at least 6 innings and given up no more than 1 run in his last 8 starts. Manager Brian Snickert said that this man really just makes everyone feel more sturdy, especially when he is in the lineup. And it's funny because Sale has talked about the future. He goes, you know, I always wonder what would have been had I not gotten hurt. And I think all of us are wondering that.
No, you're right, and that's a guy that's a seasoned veteran, knows what he can do, what he's capable of because of his track record. He is unbelievable, honestly. He takes the ball, he goes out there and throws a great game. And when he is in the lineup, when he's starting, everybody on that team in the lineup knows that, like, they have a great chance to win. And then given that it's Chris Sale and that he's a Bulldog, and so many guys have called him a Bulldog on the mound, and that's who I want to play behind because he's going to dive and make plays and come back after an injury, even when the season's kind of out of hand for them.
He was also voted the guy that's the best DJ in the clubhouse as well. He loves that 90s rap and kind of mixes everything in. But hey, if you like fastballs, guess what? You can catch all the highlights from today's game tomorrow with Braves Fastball on your local Braves Gray station. Check the local listings for times. Something that was really cool, a few weeks ago, the Braves celebrated the 30th anniversary of the 95 World Series team, and they put on quite a spectacle. It was really cool. It took place at Truist Park, and there was a Legends Parade, Charlie. Take a look at this. I mean, anyone who was anyone. Bobby Cox even showed up.
Well, that's the best right there, Bobby Cox. Having him come out, showing the fans. Everybody loves Bobby Cox, right? And, you know, seeing his recovery. But, yeah, seeing the likes of all these Hall of Famers. And unfortunately, I had to miss that night. I wasn't invited, but it's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
You could have gotten here. The Crime Dog was here. I mean, anyone who was anyone was here. It was such a spectacle. The fans had so much fun. Chipper in the mix. I caught up with the man who hit the only run, a solo homer in Game 6 to secure that championship, outfielder David Justice. When you look back 30 years later, what stands out about that World Series and that group?
Just the team from top to bottom. I felt like we had assembled a team that had no weaknesses. And then also, by 95, we were really seasoned. And you got to give credit to Sherholtz and Bobby for putting together that team. You know, the new guys that come in, Marquise Grissom, Chipper's first year. By that time, me and Crime Dog was 4 and 5 in the lineup. And so it's special. You know, 95, I can't believe it's been 30 years. I haven't seen these guys in a long time, a lot of them in a long time. And who knows when I'll see them again after today. And then that parade through the Battery was on another level. I didn't expect that, but to see our fan base out here celebrating us, that was heartwarming.
Speaking of celebration, what does it mean to come back to Atlanta and this city still totally rallies around this group? I mean, you mentioned the parade. You guys were truly a special team, and this city still loves you guys as much as they did then.
And we appreciate that too. You know, when we were playing, I don't think we understood the magnitude of what this team meant to the city, but also would mean in the future to this city. No, we were just playing. We just young dudes in our 20s just playing baseball. But everybody knows I roll hard for the Braves. That's my squad. I love the Braves. They drafted me. I came up through the system. So everybody know how I feel about the Braves. I can't speak for everybody else, but I roll hard for the Braves. They're going to always be my team. I'm always love the Braves, and I'm always love the Braves fans. And that's never going to stop.
David, thank you so much.
All right, thanks for having me.
He still has all the swagger in the world, doesn't he?
Mr. Cool, huh? He's smooth.
He is. And, you know, Charlie, it makes me wonder what that 95 team really means to today's team and the teams that are to come, because they really were an example.
Yeah, they were. And then you have all those big names, Hall of Famers, a World Series win at that. And it's kind of crazy. You know, he hit the home run in the World Series. They won 1-0 off a good friend of mine, Jim Poole. His name, unfortunately, passed away from ALS a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's just he was kind of part of that. And Jim actually pitched at Georgia Tech, so kind of a crazy story. But yeah, David Justice, all those names are just household names in Atlanta Braves history. I was a kid. I was 6 years old when they won, so I was a young baseball fan rooting for the Braves. Still have pins at home with 95 World Series on it. So we'll talk about that forever. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah, and it's awesome to see a lot of these guys still around, the Bravos, of course. And that day, you could tell the camaraderie they had, just how they interacted. They hadn't seen each other in so long, and they're hugging, taking pictures, catching up, and just soaking it all in, something they did then but can certainly do now. And it's just cool to always see them around, isn't it?
Yeah, and then having an organization bring those players back and celebrating them. And as you see, David, he's like, I don't know about these guys, but for myself, I love it. But it's great for these guys to be able to come back together, enjoy the moments that they had in the past and all the successes. So I think the Braves do a great job in doing that.
They certainly do. Stick with us. Coming up, we are going to have the starting lineup as Chris Sale takes the ball tonight, looking to keep his dominance rolling at Truist Park. Hey, Peter.
Hey.
How do you say Spartan burgers?
Spartan burgers.
Yeah.
Spartan
I want a
burger.
Spartan burger. I want a Spartan burger.
Spartan burger.
Spartan burger.
Spartan.
Where's my box?
Right there, in the back.
Yeah, I got you, but I just need to turn it down just a little bit. My eardrums are bleeding. Just a hair.
Just a
all right.
hair.
Is that good?
Just
Yeah,
a
it's
wee
good.
bit.
Perfect. Here we go. Hey, again, everybody. Woo. What are we doing?
Who knows? It's whenever they tell us.
Okay.
It's my favorite part of the game. Guess when we're going to get out? Shutout.
Oh, there's a good chance for it. Chris Sale on the mound.
No graphics? But not for our keys. I don't need to tell you what it is before it is. Okay, I'll make it up before then.
Are you going to go pitching side?
Probably. I'll go Sale, probably.
All right.
Never know. See when we get there.
You never know. Who's going first?
No, who's on first?
Ooh,
We'll see what I'm
that's
feeling
me.
in the moment. It's usually a game time decision.
Game time.
Drum roll.
Decision.
Oh, you should do the drum roll.
Oh, hold on. I got two people talking to me at once. Philip, what did you say?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. You got it. We're getting you ready for first pitch between the Braves and Cubs. This man, can he continue to stay hot for the Braves? Welcome back into Live from the Chop. Bailey Burmaster alongside Charlie Culberson and Peter Moylan. We got a lot to get to, but first, let's give some free tickets out. Watch and win with us. We've been pushing it all night, but tonight's Watch and Win with Braves on Gray, winning word, is shutout. You have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight to go to bravesongray.com and enter the word for a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see the Braves on Monday, September 22nd, versus the Nationals. That word is shutout. Let's get to the part everyone wants to see. Let's look at the starting lineup for the Braves. Tonight's starting lineup brought to you by All Four Seasons Garage and Doors. Peter, I'll start with you. Give me a key to this game tonight.
I think it's going to be Chris Sale. Honestly, I think if he can control the glove side, the fastball into right-handed hitters, it makes everything else elite. He's been elite since he's been back. I'd expect nothing less.
really hope he continues it tonight.
What a great word for tonight. Shutout. Chris Sale on the mound. There's a good chance that he can. My key to the game is early offense. Go out, score a few runs early, give him a little bit extra cushion. He doesn't really need it because he's still going to pitch great, but early offense for me.
Peter, let's talk about Ronald Acuna Jr. because he was DHing. Now he's in the 3-hole. What are you hoping to see from him tonight?
I'll tell you a little story. I was here yesterday early and I watched him take BP. He was hitting missiles to right field like it was nothing, and right center, right over here like it was nothing. And he had a big night last night. Hit 2 bullets. I think he'll continue tonight.
We'll see if it does. Join us for Back to the Chop after the game. Until then, enjoy the game.